How's it going? What's up? Hello there. I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. Not on like a dimensional plane or anything. This episode is Doctor Who. Well, my single rant on Doctor Who. I'm going to talk to you about how I got into Doctor Who, some of my favorite things, least favorite things about the show. I don't have a lot of things that I dislike about the show, to be totally honest. Alright, so my intro into Doctor Who first started with my girlfriend saying that she had some friends that liked the show and she wanted to give it a shot. And she explained to me the show, and I knew it by name because it's people I knew, and I made fun of her. I'm not gonna lie. I made fun of her. Said it was stupid, bad idea. So that's where I came from with that. And then a couple of my friends, who I didn't peg for Whovians, said that they liked the show. And my one friend in particular said that the ending for Tenet was very touching, and this is a guy that doesn't have a heart. So, he said it was touching. He said it was very good and it was sad. So, I was like, I don't really have a heart. I don't have a soul. Give this a chance. I gave Doctor Who a chance because of David Tennant and my friends, and I wanted to see this. I wanted to watch David Tennant, but when I realized David Tennant wasn't the beginning, I tried to find it. I find where David Tennant began, and I was kind of lost. I didn't know what was going on. So I just said, fuck it, going back to the beginning. Beginning of Rose, that episode, started out kind of boring. I was very like, okay, when's the Doctor showing up? When's the main character? One that everyone loves? When does he appear? So I was very bored, but then we got to that scene where, she's getting attacked, things start going weird. And then there's just the scene, the reason Doctor Who grabbed me was because of Eccleston looking at Rose Tyler and going, "Nice to meet you, Rose. By the way, run." That just... I misquoted that. It's been a while since I watched the episode. Don't sue me. So... That was what grabbed me into Doctor Who, and from there I binged watched everything that was on Netflix at the time. I ended up buying the 7th series because at the time it wasn't on Netflix. And I binge watched the 6th series that was on in less than a month, maybe about a month. Took me to watch the entire, all 6 series. It was bad. It was bad. I went to bed 4 o'clock in the morning on school nights. Oh, it was bad. I'm going to pick the perfect time to get into Doctor Who, because right around the time that I caught completely up, well, caught up as much as I could, because at the time I was missing 3 or 4 episodes that I hadn't seen, but none of them were major. So I caught up right around the time that the Day of the Doctor was announced, and at this point I'm as big a Whovian as I am now, so I was so hyped. And just to prove it, I have where's the rest of them at? Look at that. Junko drawer. The casing one. The one that you can... The 3 different ones. If I can find the other one. Ah, here it is. And then... I have... Haha. That screwdriver. Can't not. Especially since I cosplayed it. I'll have to throw a picture or two up on this. probably now. Okay, nice pictures. Yeah, so I have these, and I got these for Christmas, along with Comic-Con tickets, where I cosplayed the Doctor, because that was why I wanted my sonic screwdriver, so I could cosplay the Doctor. Stop judging me. Huge Whovian. When the 50th actually landed, I was just like mind blown. It was awesome. And I've gone back and I've seen a couple of the older Doctors. I love David Tennant. Don't get me wrong. And Matt's pretty cool. I'd probably fanboy pretty hard if I met him. But not as hard as if I met David Tennant. I mean, let me be real. So, yeah, that's where I came in for Doctor Who, and I'm currently caught up on the season. Planning on watching the 5th episode when it comes out, and the 6th, and the 4th, and well, the 4th already passed at this point. So yeah, since the next episode is not going to be me ranting by myself, I'll actually be talking to my experts. So I have some questions that I will be asking them that I'm going to go over right now, just so when we're doing it, I don't have to answer these questions. You guys already know my feelings about it. How did I find Doctor Who? I just went into detail with that because of my friends, and I don't regret it. I've had a lot of fun because of Doctor Who, and I've made a lot of cool friends because of Doctor Who too. My first Doctor was 9, as I just said, and as much as I love the 9th Doctor, as my next question, who's my favorite? 9 can't be my favorite because of things, and I'm sure most people understand why. But Tennant is my favorite because Tennant's the reason that I decided to start watching Doctor Who. So, my favorite episode of Doctor Who is a 2-parter, and I don't think anyone can disagree that could say that these are bad episodes of Doctor Who. These are excellent episodes of Doctor Who. Stolen Earth and A Journey's End. That 2-part is so good. And I'm not going to spoil anything for anybody still watching, because those are just excellent episodes. They're my favorite for many reasons. Very sad, too. Do I like Capaldi as the Doctor? I love him. He is firmly up there so far as a... He might end up being one of my favorite Doctors. He'll probably edge Matt and Eccleston. There's a good chance. I mean, I'm also thinking it's because I'm a little biased, since this is the first time I've experienced with everyone else the regeneration of an older Doctor into a new Doctor, in a sense, he is kind of my first Doctor, since this is the first time that I've the whole experience. Saddest moment in Doctor Who, for me, End of Time Part 2. Everyone that is a hardcore Doctor Who fan knows exactly what episode that is, and if you deny that it's not sad, you have no heart, you have no soul. I do not want to even speak to you, because that is probably the saddest episode in Doctor Who ever. I've not seen a sadder episode. There's been nothing that's ever been in a show that I've ever watched beyond Doctor Who, beyond that episode of Doctor Who that has made me cry. And I cannot watch that episode without crying. Clips of that episode will bring tears to my eyes. I'm telling you guys all this because I trust you. You're not going to tell anyone. But yes, that episode destroys me every time. Every time. I can't not. Every time. Favorite companion? I have to say Rose Tyler. Yeah, I have to say Rose Tyler. Since she was great. And the development and how everything ended. I love Rose. Rose is my favorite companion, hands down. Favorite villain in Doctor Who? Favorite villain is hard. Villain monster. Very hard for me. The one that I like a lot, but not my favorite, was Satan, the devil himself. That was awesome. I thought that was very cool. And there's the angels, because they're terrifying, because they fucking creepy, first of all. They're terrifying looking. And just, no. I find the Cybermen vaguely boring. And I know that's kind of weird to say. I only say vaguely because it's just, I don't know. I don't, cybernetic men don't appeal to me. Maybe because I'm also like a comic book fan. And like, robots bent on destroying people and taking things over is, you know, or like converting people is done. This is a tough one for me. I didn't actually think about this when I wrote this one down. Obviously I love the Daleks. That's a given. But I wouldn't say they were my favorite either. I don't think I have a favorite monster, to be real. To be real, I don't think I really have a favorite monster / villain. Definitely creepiest and like wouldn't ever want to come across would be the angels. But now the last thing that I had written down was biggest issue with the show. And I think everyone can agree that there are times that continuity issues bother. They bother me, I'm sure they bother other people. But it's always very minor things. Nothing on top of my head right now, but that's just because I'm filming at odd hour. So, not everything's flowing right. Well, continuity of going the movie with the 8th Doctor. There's continuity issue in it if you've ever seen it. I don't know if you'd call it a continuity issue, but it was really weird, and they never really, as far as the show goes, they haven't corrected it. I mean, they might have corrected it since the 8th Doctor has had a lot of outside of his movie action. I think he has had several books. I think he had a radio show, I believe. So they might have corrected it there. But then that brings, I haven't read all of that and stuff. Is there continuity issues there going into the series that they're in now? But I mean, of course, I forgive the show because I love it so much. 'Cause I don't really have that many issues with the show at all. And to be totally honest, continuity issues that ever arise, I forgive because I love it so much, like I said. So it doesn't bother me at all. Some people it does. Yeah, just that. I can't. Yeah, I don't. I forgive the show. I literally forgive the show for everything. If it ever messes up. But, I mean, hardly. The show is always... when they go back in time and meet historical figures, I think that's excellent. Because I find they always do a great job at recreating who the person would be and just everything. And so I find it very amazing. So, yeah, that is Doctor Who. To me, that is Doctor Who for me. As I said, the next episode will include some experts of mine. I'm not sure exactly how it'll go down, but it'll be a discussion. It'll be a nerd talk, damn it. That's what this show is called. Right? Yeah. I'll get it down. I'll get this shit together. I'll have a nice flow eventually. Eventually. But until then, I'll catch you guys later.